little away from the lesbian issue. And what we're going to ask again, as we asked in the earlier part of the show, is that if there are any lesbians watching the show, give us your input. Tell us what you think about the lesbian relationships, the pros, the cons, and the indifferent, the in-betweens of lesbian relationships. What I do want to talk about, because Tariq, as far as I know, is the only person who's in a relationship amongst us. So we are 3 gay singles and 1 couple gay person. So for I guess I kind of want to know, what have your encounters been? So you are both single, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So what have your encounters been? Do you like being single? Would you prefer being in a relationship or not? And I can say that for years I wanted to be, I don't want to say single, I'm a Leo. And so Leos, I think, just love. I think we love being in relationships and all that kind of stuff. So for most of my life I've been in relationships. But this this is the first time in my life that I've been really single. I haven't been in a true relationship in, I think, about 3 years now. So what I've learned, and this is what I wanted, so I prayed for this, and this is what I received. I wanted the opportunity to date. Now, I don't know. As I said, we are recording here in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if it's Atlanta or if it's just the dating scene in general, but I don't like it. It's complicated. It's learning all these different personalities. It's like, why do people do this and why does the person do that? It's just like, it's too much for me. So I really, although I don't really want to be in a romantic relationship at this time because I have so much on my plate that I need to do as far as school and work and all those things are concerned, I don't like being, I'm not going to say single, but a part of the dating game. So you all tell me, what are your experiences with being single? Do you enjoy it, or is it like a hindrance to you?
Well, being single is something that I don't mind being, because when I give my all. And me in a male and being in a gay relationship, I prefer a more dominant male. I want one that the ladies want.
Right. Okay. You want a straight man.
And then when I say that, people say, "Well, he's gay?" No, in my eyes, he's not gay. So that's what I prefer.
Because you're a lady?
I mean, I prefer to be treated like one. So
that's it. That's all.
That's it. And that's all.
Okay.
I mean,
can I ask you this? So now, you know, David and I have been friends for years and years, some 20 years. So I really know some of these answers, but I'm going to ask him anyway. Okay, so we're all gay. I'm excluding you, including you, obviously. But Tariq, Paris, and I are gay. So are you attracted, or would you be attracted to any of us?
No.
Wait a minute.
I mean, you can do it with so much disdain.
All right. He asked me a question, I answered. People don't always understand when I say that. I don't say it to be mean or anything. I just like the more masculine men.
So you trying to say we ain't man enough, dog?
No. And I know that. See, I know this. But if I met you on the street and you walk by me, if I see some femininity in you,
you ain't gonna have us up. Well, you know, I ain't have no femininity to me. I'm all nigga. You know what I'm saying?
See, I know otherwise. See, you can't fool me with that either.
I can't lower my voice now. Like, yeah, what's up?
You can't do nothing. You too pretty.
There's some pretty straight niggas.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't go for that type? You don't like no pretty dude?
I like him, but I mean, he can't be.
Okay. How about you, Paris?
Wow, wow. I have to say that I really hate being single, and I never would have imagined 20 years ago that I would be in my 40s and still uncoupled. Like, that was not even a part of my vision, what I saw for myself. So it certainly has been an adjustment, reconciling my vision with my reality.
Can I interrupt? I'm sorry. I just want to interrupt you a moment. I heard, the reason why I'm interrupting, because I heard the other day that someone asked, they made the statement that I think the person was the person was 31 years old. Now, I'm 38, and this person's 31, and the statement that they made is that they were too old not to be single, that they should be coupled with someone. So, and I do know, particularly regarding heterosexual women, I don't know if this is the case with lesbians or not, but I know with heterosexual women, they feel like at a certain age they should be in a relationship, they should be married, and you know, with a family and all that kind of stuff. So I really, at least from a societal perspective, I don't really have a problem being single. And even at 38, it doesn't bother me at all that I'm single. It doesn't make me feel any kind of way. So when I read and heard that there were persons who felt like being 31 in this person's case was like, oh, you know, I need to be with someone. Is that like common? And tell me, where does that come from? And I'm not. My point is, or my intent is not to overgeneralize. So I know you may have a different vantage or different reason behind your feeling like you should be coupled at 40 than some other persons. But you know, enlighten me. Tell me.
Well, a couple of things. My feeling like I would have been coupled has nothing to do with my chronological age per se, in as much as I just bought into growing up, meeting somebody, falling in love, and then the two of you stay together until one of you leaves the house feet first. And so what I had envisioned is that I would grow up and I would date and do whatever, and at some point I would meet the right one, and I thought surely by now we would have at least had 10 years of something together. Yeah. But to your point of using age as a marker, I think at the end of the day, we're all socialized. All boys are socialized one way regardless of sexuality, and all girls are socialized typically one way regardless of sexuality. And what happens a lot of times is, in our society, historically, women have not really been ascribed value that is separate and apart from a man. And so when you go to functions and you have the aunties and the grandmamas always asking these girls, well, why aren't you married yet? What's wrong with you? You can't keep a man. All this line of questioning, whereas it has historically been okay for men to be lifelong confirmed bachelors. So I think that oftentimes men don't feel the same chronological pressure, or certainly not to that degree. But there is a piece of me that recognizes that something in me is ticking. And I heard Steve Harvey say once, like, I'm not 17 and you're not going to put me in traction trying to do something some freaky 17-year-old came up with. I'm not going to swing from the rafters anymore because my joints not going to allow for all of that. So there are pieces of me that clearly recognize that, like, if you don't come and get it, like, it's going to have to be reheated or recooked or nuked or something.
To keep it hot. Keep it warm at least. Okay. So, David, so I don't know if you can answer this question now. So do you have any qualms about being single? Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it?
I enjoy it. There are times when I wish I had somebody, but then it goes back to, like, you know, I don't like all the stress and different things that goes along with it. No.
So what parts, I guess, is probably the positive parts of a relationship that make you sometimes wish that you were in a relationship? And what are those for you?
Date nights, going out to the movie, out to eat, different things like that, traveling, you know, what have you. I mean, sex is sex. I mean, it's good, and then it's what you make of it.
Right.
But, you know, spending time with each other, that's the most valuable part of a relationship that I like. So, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Well, one of the things my roommate told me and I've always held on to, he said, it's better to be by yourself than have to wish you were by yourself.
Oh.
That's a good right. And I was like, now there's wisdom in that.
So Tariq, because you are the only person amongst us who are a couple, I am, anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, so you're the only person amongst us who is coupled. And, you know, I've known Tariq for years and years as well. He's not quite as old as David and I, but I still know him for quite some time, at least a score. A score, 7 years.
7 touchdowns.
Oh.
You remember when Abraham Lincoln said 4 scores and so many years ago? Oh, you absolutely. Pray for me. See? Don't know half is what I thought I knew now. Okay, so we've known each other for 7 years. Now, they do say that that number is biblical too. So,
Number of completion.
right. So, we've known each other for 7 years. So I know how Tariq is. Tariq too, like me, he's a Leo, and I know how we are regarding love. And then I know how he is just pure, whether he's a Leo or not. So I know he values relationships, that he's a good partner to have and all that kind of stuff. So having had the experience that you've had being in relationships and currently being in a relationship, do you, now I don't want you to talk about your own personal relationship because I don't want your partner to see the show and then be upset because of something that you said, but judging by your past experiences in being in a relationship, do you still have the same feeling towards being in a relationship, like a wholesome feeling towards being in a relationship versus being single? But do you think like it's better to be single? Now I know that, and I also know this, is that sometimes, as I know you're in love, or that you love your partner, so I know that sometimes love can make you feel like this is what it's supposed to be. So again, we're taking aside your relationship right now and just on your past relationships, and knowing what you know, would you still prefer to be in a relationship?
Well, I'm definitely a hopeless romantic. Like, being single is not in my deck of cards at all. I do not prefer it. I guess because love hasn't really done me wrong. I'm not gonna say that I've been in a relationship that just didn't work, but I don't have any bad stories or any late night I hate you and you hate me type. I've never experienced that.
Is it because you're pretty?
Whatever. So like every ex I've had, we still communicate, we still friends. I mean, it had these issues, but it's never been an issue that has led me to believe that love isn't the cure of everything. Wow, and that's what beautiful. I feel like. That even on a bad day, a bad year, a bad life, bad work, bad everything, if you have the right person by your side, then everything can be okay.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Can I say something? I'm sorry. You know, I talk a lot, so you just pray for me. But that's beautiful. I think that, do you mind me saying your age?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, so Tariq is 26, and this is one of the things, I think this is one of the lessons that we older persons, as I said, I'm 38,
42,
and
41.
And so we older persons sometimes forget this, is that the lesson from youthfulness is it's a forgiving heart, I believe. It's like a healing heart. They're able to like take the good, oftentimes, I'm not saying that this is the case with all young persons, but most times, or many times I should say, with young persons, they're able to take the good from a situation and appreciate it and then say, okay, this bad that I've experienced, I can learn from it and do away with it. But when we get older, oftentimes what we do, this is my opinion, of course, what we do is that we hold on to the bad, and then oftentimes it prevents us from moving forward in our lives. So because of this bad relationship, this bad relationship, this bad relationship, this bad relationship, we won't put the necessary energies into another relationship because of all the bad experiences that we had with our past partners. Or if it's a job, well, you know, I've been at this job and I've been at that job and I deal with this and I deal with that. So they're not going to like invest the necessary energies in themselves to find a better job for them or something that even the creator may have in store for them. So I think that what Tariq said is really, really valuable, is that love, I mean, it's about love, and it's about achieving that love, and then having someone by yourself. I think we all have that desire to have someone by our side, but recognizing it and then being able to appreciate it to the degree that he appreciates it. That, to me, that's powerful.
It's very powerful.
And I also think I'm just cut from a different cloth. You know, like some people want, like, I mean, I want to be successful in life. I want to be, you know, all these different things. I have goals and things that I want to achieve. But I really do like I think I'm just different. Like, I don't think all that matters if I can't find that one person.
Right. I used to feel that.
And so I meet people who's not there, like people my age, like you were saying, they get older, but I mean, it started in 20s. Like, you don't go to your 40s being jaded. You started in your 20s. And I just, maybe because I ain't been jaded, that maybe I have to wait till I'm in my 50s, maybe. I have a long way to get to the point where love did me wrong, or love ain't gonna pay the bills, and da-da-da. But to me, I mean, even if you go into the spiritual aspect, you know, God created everything where just man and woman, even though we're not talking about man and woman, but it's always, everything in life is always meant for some type of partner. Like, if you rich, okay, you can die rich and be unfulfilled. Money can't give you love.
Right.
A job can't give you love. Friends can give you love to a certain degree, but they're not your lover.
Right.
If you have effect with your friends, then they're not your friend. You know what I'm saying? That becomes your lover. And so at the end of the day, I know I'm to the extreme. I mean, people told me, my mother, friends, like, you know, you need to be single. I'm like, well, no, you need to be single because that's what you want. Like, I don't choose to go down that path. And I'm saying that I'm one of the people that would just accept anything. Now, I expect greatness out of any situation. Right. So I can leave a relationship and move on, right, and with the hopes of finding something better or something better for me, you know. And so I think love, more people need to try to find it. Everybody want to be single. Everybody want to be the anti-love. I feel like everybody's looking for that now. I think a lot of people want love, but everybody's on this anti-love bandwagon. I think it's easier, now this ain't for you.
No,
but I feel like it's easier for mainstream, especially the gay community, because dudes, man on man, like you just said, men has always been upfront to be, you could be a bachelor and be a man. You could definitely be a bachelor and be a gay man. There's nothing telling you, I mean, we don't even have an institution where it's set up that, you know, on mainstream that two gay men should even be together and adopt and all that. They still trying to fight for those rights. So, of course, being a single gay man is the #1 thing to be, you know what I'm saying? To be a gay man in a successful relationship and striving for success is the minority. And I think if more people wanted love, real love, then a lot of people would be more happy in that aspect. Like, they wouldn't have all these jaded stories. But I think people are comfortable being a gay bachelor. It's easier. That's what it is. It's easier.
You know, I'm sorry, Paris, go ahead.
I don't know if it's easier, but I certainly think it's a perceived risk, like what's going to be my return on investment. And I think as you get older and you've had more, because truthfully, I've never had a bad relationship. I don't know what a bad relationship looks like. I don't. I go to spend my birthday with the ex. I just had Thanksgiving dinner. My mother and I went to Thanksgiving dinner at another ex's house. They call and check on me. So I don't know what a bad relationship is. Now, I damn well know what some bad dates are. Right. But something you said that stood out for me, you said that people were telling you that you need to be single. And you were like, no, you need to be single. And I thought it was so powerful understanding what it is that you need.
Right.
And talking about barriers to relationship, that's one of them. Your friends can be a barrier to your relationship, because if you have people around you that don't respect relationships, they're going to bring that energy to your home. And so the things that I choose to do as a single person, if I decide to leave home and never come back for 4 days, that's okay. But I'm not going to take him with me because I respect that he's in a relationship. And I think that's another barrier, that we have people that don't respect relationships. So if they don't respect it for themselves, they find it difficult to support their friends in them. Then you get into all this other stuff, like I'm gonna sleep with your man, and then I'm gonna wear an orange jumpsuit.
You're gonna be the time.
It's going down like that. Yeah. Bust Mr. Head open and think about heaven later.
Say it. You know what? I agree. What you said, Tariq, was very, very powerful. I was almost calling you something else. But I'm working on it. I have a pet name for Tariq, but I'm trying not to expose you all to it because, you know, he has his birth name. But he said some really powerful things, because I was in a relationship a few years ago, and I hadn't realized this. I'm not one of those kind of persons. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because I guess I did realize it. In fact, I spoke to Tariq about it. I'm not jaded, or I don't view myself as being jaded, but that relationship, I think, because I had so many expectations of the relationship. I was in my early 30s. The person was in their early 30s, a year older than me, so they're early 30s as well. I feel like we were at different places in our lives, and I wanted more. I wanted like that fairy tale, that dream that you expect. Like the person was good looking by my standards, and then possibly good looking by other person's standards, or we satisfied each other sexually and mentally and emotionally in many ways because I was in love with the person was in love with me, and I just felt like, you know, this was a match made in heaven, only on earth. Well, it didn't turn out that way, and I think, because of the failed relationship, I'm like incredibly. I'll take a person. They have to jump through loops and hoops and loops and hoops and stuff in order for me to commit to the relationship. I don't want to give my heart haphazardly anymore. I don't. I'm too old for it. I oftentimes tell people is that a physical ailment or wound is very, very easy to heal. I mean, I shouldn't say easy, very easy, but it is easy. You can put a Band-Aid. If you get a scar right here or a scratch, you can put a Band-Aid or some ointment on it and it heals. But if you have that same kind of scar emotionally, it takes time for that to heal. And I know from experience, it took me a long time. I think it was, I know exactly when it happened. It happened July 25th, which is my birthday of last year, when I was delivered, or so I believe delivered from the pain of the relationship. And so if that was last year, that means it took approximately 2 years and 3 months for me to be healed from a relationship. I never, ever go through an ordeal where it takes me that long to heal from. I'll wipe something off my back or my head and say, you know, it's over and done with in a minute. But that relationship stayed with me, or the negativity of that relationship stayed with me so long that it took me over 2 years to heal from it. So now I'm at a place now, and especially dealing with these cuckoo patties around here, I'm like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to try the person and make sure that they are worthy of my love. And again, I know not all of us Leos are like this, but I know this is the case with Tariq, is that, and the case of me is that when we're in a relationship, we're in it. Now there's some of us Leos who are whoremongers, but as for me and my household, I believe in being faithful. I believe in bringing the best of myself to the relationship, and I don't want to give myself wholly to another person, and then they misuse or don't appreciate what they're being given. You know what I mean? And so that's where I am.
You know, two things I'll say to that. One, I will say that if I gave a diamond to the dog, the dog might lick it, the dog might kick it, the dog might do a number of things with the diamond, but the diamond still has not lost its value, regardless of whether or not the dog knows what the diamond is. And so I think it becomes important as we move through unpleasant circumstances that we recognize that our value is not lost. The value of what I have to offer is not diminished by your inability to receive the gift.
Right.
The second piece is, I'm so glad to hear you say that you were healed or delivered from that, is because did you know that most people have only one relationship in their life? They just have it with multiple people.
Oh yeah.
And so, because it didn't, whatever happened with me and Steve, because I wasn't healed from that, I'm now in a relationship with James, and I'm saying James, but I'm still having a relationship with Steve.
Right.
And it doesn't work for James, and so now I'm with Ricky. And I'm saying Ricky, but I'm still pissed off or angry or hurt by Steve. And what happens is, when you aren't healed from a trauma, there's retardation in your growth. You don't move past that trauma until the trauma is healed. So if you're 22 and it happens, in reality, it's always that 22-year-old engaging in the new relationship. My body may be 35,
right.
But really the person you're dating is 22 because I'm stuck in that trauma. And so I'm so glad to hear you say that you were healed from that.
Well, I thank God for it.
And that's why you can run into so many old, like they always say, you need to find your older man. So not true. You find an older man that's worse than, like you said, like a 22-year-old. It's like, but you just hit the nail around the coffin. Like they still stuck in a moment that they were traumatized and haven't grown.
Yeah.
And so they keep carrying that same burden, that same relationship patterns, behavior patterns, and taking it. I'm like, you 30 something, and you still acting like you in you should know better.
Right.
But actually, they don't know better. And so that was really good.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I oftentimes tell people this, is that to me it's like a catch-22, especially in this dating arena, because younger persons are drawn to me or find me attractive, whatever it is you want to say. But, you know, I've always said, you know, I wanted somebody that was older. And now that I'm old and gray, I say, I guess that's my age, 38 years old. So when I was younger, I was attracted to older people. Well, one of the things I've learned is that it's a catch-22 between the younger persons and the older persons, because the younger persons, they have their share of issues, and that issue being inexperience and not just having, you know, the know-how to be in a healthy, forward-moving, mature relationship. And then the older persons, they may have been in these relationships, but they have so much baggage with them and stuff. It's like, well, I don't want to be with you because you have this baggage, that baggage, this baggage, and that baggage, and it's like what you said, they're emotionally retarded. So you're almost like, it's like, although you're dealing with, as you said, a 35-year-old person chronologically in age, you're still dealing with a person who's 22 as far as emotional health or emotional maturity is concerned. I'm like, you know, I'd rather, you know, deal with me, myself, and I. You heard me. What? You got something to say, David?
I'm with you.
You're with me? Okay. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I also think it's important to point out, I always believe, and I always add this to the conversation of relationships, is the impact of the AIDS epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
Because one of the other things, as somebody who's 40, men who would by now have been in 30-year relationships, who would have modeled for me, who would have been my fathers, my uncles, big brothers, who would have modeled what it's like to navigate, negotiate same-gender relationships and hold them together, didn't live long enough to do it. And so that whole generation of modeling and patterning was pulled out. And so you now have men my age almost like reinventing the wheel, because I don't have a visual of what it's like to be with another man for 40 years. Whereas we can readily look at our families and see grandparents and parents who are celebrating their 40th, 50th, 60th wedding anniversary. It's hard for us to find that because the epidemic robbed us of many things. And I think it's very important to remember and honor and respect that void that's been left in our community.
Powerful truth.
It's like at 50, like you don't see, I can probably count one, I probably know one 50-year-old gay male. You know what I'm saying? That's openly gay, that's comfortable being gay, successful, retired, you know, not retired, but you know, done that, you know, not really into their careers anymore because they already passed all that. But it do seem like the older gay, well, who they deem to be the older, you know, self-proclaimed older gay generation are all in the 40s. You don't hear no 60s or 70s. It's like, it's almost like you said, it's like the 40-year-olds and on down, and that's all you have. So I mean, that's a wonderful point to make. Because
excellent points. They both bring out some excellent points. We're going to close for now, and I'm glad that they said what they said, that Tariq and Paris interjected and said what they did say, because one of our topics that's forthcoming is the issue of HIV and AIDS and how it affects our community, specifically the gay and black community. So not just the gay community, but also the black community. And we're going to deal with it. I know that just this past week was World AIDS Day, and so we don't want to be over redundant and kind of like beat a dead horse, but we do want to discuss HIV and AIDS and how it's impacted our community. So as always, we thank you all for joining in to us, and this concludes our session on What's Love Got to Do with It.
Make sure you hit us up on Facebook at LoveChild3 at Facebook, and also LoveChild3 at Twitter.com.
Right. Thank you.